Welcome back everyone to more creepy videos, and a special shout out to one of our community members, Chris Foyle from Swansea, who's going through a difficult period at this time. My thoughts and prayers are with you, buddy, and I hope everything works out for you okay. With that said, let's go ahead and dive in.
Why is nobody paying attention to this? You can see Gilly and Wallow signing this huge deal with Barstool Sports, but people pointed out how Gilly looks scared and worried. Were they selling their souls here as people claim?
We sacrifice so we could be standing here. Oh, what a hell of a life. Been waiting so many years, and the future is bright. Now it's very clear that we gon' be rich forever and ever and ever. Oh, we gon' be rich forever. We gon' be rich forever.
Did you notice the music too? I wonder why they were playing that while signing this deal. Let me know what you think, guys.
Not sure who this guy Gilly is, and it's possible he could be signing a solo away, but it doesn't take a body language expert to figure out how he's feeling by signing that contract.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Crazy. Dangerous.
What if I told you right beneath your feet there's an underground network of tunnels and megacities built for the world's most powerful people? I'm not talking about your average subway system. No. I'm talking about entire cities, bigger than New York, but they're invisible. You've never seen them. You've never even heard of them, but they're there. You really think they'd build all these subway systems and just stop there? Not make anything for themselves? No, think about it. The oligarchs, the tech giants, the royalty, they just built subway systems and left it at that. Do you really believe that? No. They've got entire luxury cities down there, mega cities with everything they could ever need. We're talking private hospitals, gourmet restaurants, entertainment hubs that make Vegas look like a children's arcade. They don't just survive, they thrive in ways we can't even imagine. And guess what? They're powered by renewable energy that you and I can't even access. The kind of energy that would wipe out the need for oil, gas, or even electricity as we know it. It's so advanced, they don't want us knowing it exists. There's an underground bullet train faster than anything you've ever seen that connects these megacities. Want to go from one luxury underground city to another? You're there in minutes. No traffic, no pollution, just pure, uninterrupted access to the kind of life we'll never see. They're preparing for something. Some say it's climate change, others think it's the collapse of society. But whatever it is, these oligarchs have an escape plan, and it's been in place for years. The tunnels, the cities, they're not just for now, they're for the future. They're for after the world up here collapses. And when that happens, the question is, where will you be? Because while we're stuck in the chaos, they'll be sipping champagne and living like kings underground, right beneath our feet. The truth is down there. You just have to look. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is just a joke for entertainment purposes.
The first time that I met Joe Biden was underneath the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, California. I was there for a party. We walked through the museum, through the garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs, and by the time that we got there, I noticed the air started changing. It's different, it burns your nose. It makes you choke a little bit. There is a different city under the ground. There's different life under the ground. There is different everything. There's all means of transportation under the ground. There's cities underground. There's warehouses underground. There's actual homes underground. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck. And it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out. People build these tunnels, and they've built them for decades. There's bodies of victims that are babies. There's people who run science experiments on babies. There's baby farms, elite celebrities. They go down there for parties. They have sick, satanic rituals. I was taken down there for with Joe Biden.
It's no question there's life underground, and sadly this woman had to experience this firsthand, but we all know that what's hidden comes to light, and in the circumstances surrounding P. Diddy, I do think there will be a lot of darkness that will be uncovered.
Have you ever ordered off of Temu?
Yeah.
I just saw a video of a girl this morning, and she had ordered a tiny, cute little croissant lamp.
I saw it.
You saw this?
Yeah.
It's like this little croissant, and there's like a light inside, and it's cute, whatever. It's just a funny little, quirky little thing. She goes on vacation, she comes back, and it's covered in hundreds of ants. Opens that, pulls out the lamp, looks inside. You could just tell that it looks like a freshly baked croissant.
Yeah.
There's layers and like flaky crust on the inside. They literally had taken a croissant, epoxied it, and then sold it.
Why wouldn't that work? Like, I've always wondered this. Why can't taxidermy just be dipping an animal head in epoxy?
You want to be able to touch it.
Why do you want to be?
You don't pet a taxidermy animal?
No.
You don't, like, if there's like a bear or something, you don't like just like brush your hand on the fur? You don't ever touch Wilford every once in a while?
Ew.
What are you talking about? Ew. You've never touched a taxidermy animal ever?
I hate taxidermy.
Pull it down.
Oh dear.
Ew, it's so real.
Yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, it is real.
We have a vegetarian that watches this show, a vegan.
Go buy a shirt. Pray for vegan stuff.
Imagine buying a lamp off Temu only to later realise it was made from food. I mean, at this stage, Temu would be better off just selling poo in the box, because essentially that's what Temu is.
My vehicle's, or this vehicle that I'm wearing, is, pretty nervous, pretty scared. Not really sure what I'm going to say. I guess, what I wanted to maybe address more was how I feel about this step that I'm taking. And some may say, well, boy, it's quite a irreversible step. And I just wanted to say that I'm familiar with irreversible steps. And tell you what, I don't know if you remember Doe talking about that some students had proven to him that they desired to have their vehicles neutered. And I'm one of those students that did that. And I can't tell you how free that has made me feel. I've been here long enough from the time I had that operation to know the freedom that it offers me. And I'm just so thankful for that opportunity. And in all reality, I can't see that this next step that I'm prepared to take and looking forward to taking is anything more than a clinical operation. And having seen the benefit that the neutering has had for my consciousness, for my ability to grow and be closer to my older member, that I can't see any other way but to fully expect that laying down this vehicle is going to be anything but great for me. If you're not doing your homework and pleasing the next level, you're not going to be here. And I guess that's all I want to say, and thanks. Thank you.
It's sad how brainwashed some people can get, and you can see he's trying to justify his reasons throughout the whole clip. I mean, he's talking, the lights are on, but his eyes tell you that no one's home.
Here we have a situation now where Diana, goddess of the moon, is taken into an ancient site to the goddess Diana, dies in a tunnel which is called Bridge or Passage of the Moon Goddess, and is also covered with crossroads to the goddess Hecate, which is the malevolent symbol of the moon energy. Well, this is the 13th pillar, and there's no way that car hit the 13th pillar, given the obsession with symbolism of this brotherhood. Diana actually survived the crash, all reports say that, but instead of being taken to hospital, where she could have got treatment that could have saved her life, she was held in that tunnel for a very, very long time. Medical experts outside of France have said it's ridiculous how long it took. About 95 minutes from the crash to get her to hospital, by which time she was clinically dead. Between the Ritz and the tunnel are 17 of these things, traffic cameras, which are filming the road which the car passed down. All 17 were switched off. in the period it took the car to get from the Ritz to the tunnel. And so we have a situation in which Diana was held in that place for all that time, and she was clinically dead by the time she left.
Was it all planned, or was it just an accident? I mean, all I know is that she tried to warn people for months and months prior to her death what they were trying to do.
There was a talk about souls. They were interested in our soul somehow. How do we have a soul? How does this container hold a soul? That was a strange conversation. I thought, man, that's just weird stuff people talk about on this base. I was sitting outside of my office, smoking a cigarette at the table with all the guys from the 732nd, the communication guys that listen to people talk. There was a couple of officers there. There was a first lieutenant and a second lieutenant, and then I believe there was a lieutenant colonel. They were talking about how these beings from other planets were interested in our soul. How did our soul get in our body, and how could they extract our soul? How did it fit? Could they move the soul to another vessel? Stuff like that. It was like, it was crazy, but I just listened, and it started to make some sense that these beings from other planets are interested in our soul. And how is it in the container? And they could repair our containers and do all kinds of stuff to us, but they couldn't get our soul. They wanted to know how to capture the soul. We were on an Earth school. Our souls were in school. Somehow this is where our souls came to learn. And they wanted to know how to get our souls, for the knowledge of the souls, or something that we've learned in this lifetime, this incarnation. Supposedly we reincarnate. I guess we pick our own lives and we made to forget, and then we're born again. And then we die, and then we go back to the soul world, wherever the souls go, and we get to keep doing that until we learn and learn and learn. And they were talking about all this interesting stuff I found fascinating. Somebody's got to be translating this otherworldly communication, and I just can't get over the fact that we figured out a dialect. Where did you figure it out? It makes no sense. And how many other species are we not aware of, or they're aware of and I don't know about? And, you know, something's wrong. It's a whole world of deceit. We're going into Iraq to get artifacts, not to get anything but artifacts. That was the most important thing, they said. There were things in Iraq that were so old that we had to go get. And Bush wanted those artifacts. It was very important. We got them. They said they got everything they needed from that country. You're looking for the Ark of the Covenant type stuff. You know, weapons like that. It's a weapon. Supposedly it has the power to kill, and you're not supposed to look upon it or anything. We needed this for our own protection type thing. This is very important that we had this. Almost like a very big treasure, and if we have it, we're safe. They can't touch us type thing, and we've got it.
I've never heard of Bush going to Iraq for the sole purpose of obtaining an artifact, but it does make you ask the question, can you really sell your soul?
People touching shit they shouldn't.
Made by Toys R Us back in 2008. The board came with a carrying case, making it perfect for sleepovers, parties, the usual. What's better than a pillow fight? Summoning demons.
What the hell? What the fuck?
Imagine prying open the box just to inhale someone's remains. You'd definitely be reevaluating your life's choices after that, hey? those circumstances, I would do what any man would do, and that's to send him into the living room, share a bottle of beer, throw him a controller pad, and have a game of FIFA, of course.
And the government can take your home, sell it, and keep all of the profits.
You heard that right. People lose their homes over one missed tax payment. It's hard to believe this happens in America, but it does. I reported on the practice a couple of years ago, and at the end of this video, I'll cover what's new. But first, let's recap.
I'm just still in shock.
Tawanda Hall was behind on her property taxes. She was on a payment plan, but she'd missed $900. She didn't expect to lose her entire $300,000 home.
They took my whole house, my whole family's livelihood.
And they didn't give you change. They kept it all. $286,000 more than what she owed. The county's lawyer says this practice may sound unfair,
but it's also unfair to force those who pay their taxes to subsidize those who don't.
I pay taxes.
She's a nurse assistant.
I'm on a brain trauma unit. I lift people. I bathe people. I work hard.
When she found out she was going to lose her home, she wanted to pay off the debt.
I went to the mayor's office. I went down to the city-county building. They didn't want our money. They said no.
They wanted your house.
They
your $300,000 house rather than your tax payment.
They stole our home from us and from our family, and it was a shock to all of us.
Why isn't this illegal?
I think it is illegal. I think it's unconstitutional.
Christina Martin of the Pacific Legal Foundation.
The government can't take more than it's owed. This is unjust and it is unconstitutional.
Martin won a similar case when a county took an entire home.
Over, get this, an $8 debt.
The government argued
there couldn't be anything more fair than informing property owners of what is going to happen, giving them time to act, and then letting them make an informed choice.
Do you think if he knew he owed $8, he would have paid it? Of course. He didn't know, and there wasn't a proper incentive to let him know.
So the government has an incentive to notify them in legalese so they can't understand it?
Yes, and then they also have an incentive not to work with people when they are honestly trying to pay, like Tawanda Hall.
We did not receive anything other than get out.
A judge dismissed Tawanda's case because the government itself in her case did not make a profit. The town gave her home to this private company. It got the money.
So you spend over 20 years to pay off your mortgage for your house, only to have someone turn up and say to you that you've lost your house because of a recent bill that you didn't pay, which amounted to $8, and then have the justice system turn around to you and say, well, yes, it's justified, and then send your house over through to a private company. I mean, where's the fairness there?
Some say Hollywood symbolism will be their downfall. Again, with a child, with a crown, with what looks like an it balloon, and what's dripping in the background. Does anybody remember what Rihanna was like before she hit fame? She was only 16 years old when she signed with Jay-Z. What happened? How does somebody go from this to this? And this could be art, but I'm talking about the light in her eyes is completely gone. There's a lot of things that are coming out about Hollywood. A lot of things that people don't want to believe. But there's got to be something in this industry that is removing the souls from these people. She doesn't even look the same anymore. Where there once was light, now there's not. What do you think this industry did to Rihanna? I could give you a clue, but I'm thinking that soon the truth will be out and we will know all about what is going on in Hollywood. And who is this woman? Always seen by the side of celebrities, including Rihanna's partner. And believe me, there are a lot more of these two than about any celebrity that I've researched. She's seen often with Kanye West, of course, Kim Kardashian, and Cardi B. But not one person on earth could convince me that the light these people had has been removed.
I could be wrong, but I believe her name is Michelle Lamy, and she looks like the typical evil character you'd see out of Disney. Like, if you were to make eye contact with her, you would physically see your soul move and transfer from yours to hers, and it's probably the reason why Rihanna looks like she has no soul.
Call me a conspiracy theorist. This sure looks like the Freemasonic sign of distress. He was sure throwing that up quite a bit. Now, this would not be his first time presenting some type of occult symbolism, and he's proud to call himself Dark MAGA. You know, the Dark Witch or the Dark Sorcerer. And I guess it's just a coincidence that the highest level in the Church of Satan is MAGA. So, you know, Dark MAGA. The same guy who talks about AI summoning demons.
And with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's a guy with a pentagram and holy water. It's like, yeah, sure.
Now, something else I found interesting is how he is wearing a shirt that says Occupy Mars. And if you did not know, Mars is named after the Roman god of war. And I wonder if it's just a coincidence how it was uttered over and over and over again at this rally to fight, fight, fight.
Fight, fight, fight.
And the reason why they say this 3 times is because there is power in the number 3, and it is a technique, the phrase. The 3rd time is the charm. Now look, you can believe whatever you want. I am just pointing out some things that stuck out to me that I do not trust. Okay, I do not trust him any further than I could throw him. I believe there is symbolism everywhere, and that they want a form of civil war. No doubt they want division because it is the divide and conquer. This is the whole purpose of the left-right paradigm. It is to control you through division. And I do not believe it is a coincidence that he is calling himself Dark MAGA. Now, to the exoteric, to the general population, MAGA means Make America Great Again. But to the esoteric, it means something else, like I showed you before, in my opinion. Now, how does it make sense at all if Elon is talking about Make America Great Again? I am Dark, Make America Great Again. What does that even mean, guys? What does that? It doesn't make any sense. But if you view MAGA as the Latin witch, he is telling you he is the Dark Witch. He is the Dark Sorcerer. And that makes perfect sense when you see everything else going on with the symbolism. I mean, do you really just think this is all just a coincidence? I mean, nothing to see here at all. And in my personal opinion and speculation, it is all part of the show. It is part of the stage, and it is the darkness to light. Now, you can believe whatever you want. That's okay. And you can think I am absolutely crazy, which is fine. This is my personal opinion, speculation, entertainment purposes, whatever, right? But everything going on in the world, there's a purpose, okay? And we have a spiritual enemy, and they mock us openly. And we perish due to the lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. And there's so many believers, so many Christians who are so ignorant of what's going on behind the scenes, and it's blatant. But again, maybe it's all just a coincidence. Nothing to see here. He's a good guy. He wants to put the chip in the brain of individuals with the guy who is the father of the jab. Yep, trust him. Go ahead and trust him. Let's see how that works out for you. I love you all so much, all right? No matter what you think or believe, just keep your eyes focused upon the Lord and pray for discernment and wisdom. God bless, and remember, the just shall live by faith.
Something has always felt off with me when it comes to Elon Musk, and the fact that he was talking about Dark MAGA. I mean, Dark Make America Great Again makes no sense, but as this guy said, you know, if you put it into the esoteric terms, Dark Witch, that makes a lot of sense. And also, I wasn't aware that he had an inverted cross on the back of his Baphomet outfit.
Officials have confirmed that there is a super incriminating tape going around connected to Diddy that contains very high-level celebrities in it, that has a lot of stars sweating because some of them know they're on it. Their careers could be in jeopardy if they're exposed as one of his biggest accomplices, so let's look at some suspects of who it might be. The video evidence allegedly circulating is of a Diddy freak off. And as funny as that name sounds, a freak off is a Diddy party that would happen after his main parties that some celebrities would stay at, where a lot of illegal and incriminating things would go down. Celebrities who really wanted to party could find themselves ending up in jail if they were seen at a freak off. I know the Kardashians who are very close to Diddy are sweating, but especially Khloe. I bet you Khloe Kardashian was subpoenaed, and I know she's freaking out. She finds herself in a tricky situation because she exposed herself for going to these after freak off parties on her television show.
So who was with you this weekend? A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber.
Well, this party, I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
We all know Khloe knows how to freak off. There's a lot of rumors going around that Kim Kardashian was subpoenaed or even raided by the FBI because of her connections to Diddy. None of that has been confirmed to be true, but I know the Kardashians in general are sweating. I don't know if I could actually see Kim going, but if there was a red carpet at the freak off, she'd probably go. Someone who's extremely worried is Leonardo DiCaprio because P. Diddy was such a snitch and said he was the #1 celebrity on the guest list to these parties.
Who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's going down with the Diddy ship like Titanic. A name being brought up over and over and over again is Ashton Kutcher. He was best friends with P. Diddy while these were going on, and he still is. I feel as though he knows exactly what happened at these parties, but his people are putting out statements that he does not. And why would he tell the world publicly that he can't tell us what he saw at Diddy parties
Wow. Okay, I've got a lot. I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them.
What was the reason? He would also help host the parties, and now Mila Kunis divorce rumors are going on. Maybe she wants to distance herself from this. He also just recently stepped down as the chairman of his own organization helping childhood sexual assault survivors. Another person who recently announced a divorce because maybe their spouse wants to distance themselves is Jennifer Lopez. Is questioned if she's a part of this. Her and Diddy used to date. They even got arrested together, and she's been being harassed by people online about how may the gunshot residue never dry because in their incident, apparently she helped him injure people at a club. Allegedly, J-Lo. Allegedly. However, the closest person in the world to P. Diddy is Jay-Z, and that is why in this whole downfall of Hollywood moment, people are really looking at Jay-Z and Beyonce, and that's why they're losing followers. Beyonce's lost over 1 million followers already. Jay-Z is literally P. Diddy's best friend. They do business together. They do everything together. In my opinion, I feel like there's not really much of a shadow of a doubt that Jay-Z knew what was going on. Individuals close to Diddy and Jay-Z, whether conspiracy or not, are saying that Jay-Z and Beyonce were complicit in P. Diddy's crimes, and basically these three would use their combined business empires to carry out and hide whatever they want to do.
Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
People are saying Jay-Z and Beyonce are next to get exposed, so I guess we'll have to wait and see if anything comes out, but they're even making hand puppet infographics to display who's in charge and who's in command. All of Beyonce's comments are hate comments. It's looking so bad for her. I'm shocked. I've never seen Beyonce get canceled on Beyonce's internet. Someone who's definitely extremely worried because they just deleted 7,000 of their tweets when Diddy's indictment happened is Usher. Yes, he deleted 7,000 of his tweets, probably to cover something up, but I think he's an accomplice and a victim of Diddy. He said he lived with Diddy when he was a teenager and saw things that a teenager should never see but kept living there.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and ordering like nonstop.
It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
So of course I feel bad for him, but why would he get an extremely young Justin Bieber involved in the same crowd? We're products of our environment and we do what we were taught. I truly believe Justin is just a victim in all of this, and what happened to him is finally making sense. It's actually so devastating I could cry.
I would love to see this case blow wide open because so many people will be exposed. However, I can see this case being swept under the rug, just exactly like Jeffrey Epstein.
Hey guys, you wanna go fishing? We'll go fishing, okay?
I have a question. Does anyone know how to actually use these things? Because I seriously have no idea.
Take my husband on road trips because we still have another 4 hours of this, and I've got to listen to this the entire time.
Oh, very historic, very demure. Very cornfield, very demure. Very bridge, very demure.
Smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and I hope to see you again on the next video. But until then, much love and take care.